This is the fourth section of the Introduction to Student Learning Outcomes. This section is for the performance indicators. The general description is articulates targets for each performance measure, includes all students in the identified SLO group, may include a focused student group, affords opportunity to link and/or weight indicators. If you look at the page that has the definitions, let's go over all of those. The one part that is required is one target, all student group target. It's a description of the expected level of achievement for each student in the SLO population based on the scoring tools used for each performance measure. The first optional part of this is the focus student group, a description of the expected level of achievement for students in a subset of the main SLO population based on the scoring tools used in each measure. Subset populations can be identified through prior student achievement data or through content-specific pretest data. Another optional way of doing the performance indicators is a description of any performance measure for which a student must meet a specific achievement level in order to meet achievement levels on additional performance measures. And then the weighted portion of this, which again is also optional, if you've got several different ways that you're indicating these students, you can weight them all differently for your final outcome. Let's take a little more detailed look at that. The performance indicator 4A, the one that is required, here are some examples. Students will achieve 6 out of 9 using the project rubric, or students will achieve 85% or higher on the final exam. Or using the DRA text gradient chart, students will demonstrate 1 year of reading growth. So whatever your measure is, your indicator has to be what you expect the students to achieve. Here's an example of an optional 4B for the focus student group. Students who score below basic on the beginning of the year benchmark assessment will achieve a minimum of a 30% increase shown on the end of year benchmark assessment. That takes that focus group. IEP students and students who have a below basic reading ability as evidenced by PSSA scores in ELA will achieve at the basic or above in 2 out of the 4 rubric criteria. If we look at the optional 4C where they're linked, it would look something like this. Students must meet the performance indicator on the food safety and sanitation test prior to beginning the kitchen competency task. So one has to happen before the other. That's the linked. And then the last idea of it being weighted, if you have multiple indicators, like for example on this slide 1, 2, and 3, you can weight them all differently. So the first performance indicator is going to be worth 20%, while the next 2 are worth 40% each to bring the total to 100. Let's take 5 to 10 minutes to complete section 4 on your performance indicators. Remember, the question is, what is the expected level of achievement for each student in the SLO population based on the scoring tools that you're using? So based on the measurement that you're using, how are we going to know that they're doing what we're saying they're going to do?